Hey there, science explorers. In today's video, we are diving into the world of numbers. So all the fascinating types that makes maths come to life. Before we tackle those tricky maths problems, we have got to master the basics, and trust me, understanding numbers and their groups is where it all begins. Here is the best part though. Once you see what I'm about to show you, you will never look at numbers the same way again. So I hope you are ready for this. Let's jump right in and unlock the magic of numbers together. Before I jump in, please like this video, share this video, and please subscribe to our channel. Let's get right to it. Let's talk about numbers now. You'll see I've drawn my beautiful graphics. So this is going to help us define these numbers and classify these type of numbers. On the left graphic, we have four fields. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll start with the middle one. We have natural numbers. So natural numbers are the basics. So these are the building blocks of maths. They include numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. But here's the catch. In natural numbers, there is no zeros, there is no decimals, and definitely there is no negative numbers. So in simple terms, these are counting numbers because naturally we start counting from the number 1. For example, if I have 10 cows, I'm saying I have 10 cows because I started counting from cow number 1. So naturally we never start counting from 0, which is why these are called natural numbers. Next up, we have whole numbers, the second layer of numbers. These are just like natural numbers, but with a bonus because they also include the number 0. So we are talking about 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. You can see it is a simple twist, but it makes a big difference because the only twist we made, it was to add a number 0. And you can see whole numbers are not counting numbers. This means any natural number is also considered to be a whole number, but the reverse is not correct because all the numbers that are whole numbers are not natural numbers. The next classification of numbers is integers. So integers include all the whole numbers we have talked about, but there is a twist. They also include the negatives of those whole numbers. So like -1, -2, and -3. So we can say it's whole numbers with a mirror image on the negative side. And once again, integers do not include decimals or fractions. From the previous two, we can see that natural numbers are also integers. But looking at integers, it is just whole numbers and their negative counterparts. After the three types of classifications, the next one is going to include everything we have mentioned so far, but this time we are adding decimals and fractions into the mix. These are rational numbers. The fourth and last classification in the left diagram. Clearly you can see that in this diagram, all of everything that we have mentioned before, from natural numbers, whole numbers, and integers, they fall under rational numbers. Now let's explain rational numbers. Remember, we're adding decimals and fractions into the mix. But here's the key. The decimal numbers must be numbers that can be expressed as a fraction. So a fraction like p over q. So in this fraction, p and q, they both have to be integers. And then q must never be equal to 0. So think of the decimals that repeat or end. They are all part of the rational numbers family. Now, on top of all the numbers that we have explained in this diagram, we then have other numbers that can be expressed as fraction. That's where irrational numbers come in. These numbers can be written as p over q, a fraction, so they are not rational at all. Think of these numbers as the mysterious numbers. Numbers like pi, the square root of 2, they go on without repeating. and can be expressed as the numbers on the left side. Now, in everything that I have explained so far, even though I differentiate irrational numbers and rational numbers in this case, but there must be a way to connect these numbers together, rational and irrational, so that we have one classification that covers both of them. So now this is where real numbers come in. So if we add or combine rational numbers and irrational numbers, we get real numbers. Both of them, they fall under the real numbers system. Now, also, after real numbers, we do have another type of numbers which are called imaginary numbers, right? So having imaginary numbers and real numbers, it gives us another field of numbers which comes to complex numbers, but we're not going to explain them in this video as that topic needs a whole new video to be explained. That's it for this video. Keep learning and exploring.